Good morning, you guys, and blessed Samhain. It is Samhain. We are doing this readathon a little bit later than I usually do. I tend to do it like to the lead up to Samhain, but we're starting on Samhain this year. So it is the readathon is running from the 31st to November 8th this year. So for today, since it is a Friday and Halloween, don't really have a lot planned for today because I still have to work. So, and we are also kind of sticking close to home because of Harry. He's on the decline of his health, so we're trying to spend as much time as we can with him while we have the time with him. So, as soon as I'm done with this clip, I'm actually going to hang out with him for a good bit before I have to get ready for work. But I have started reading The Vine Witch by Leanne Smith. I believe that's the author's name. I could be butchering it. I have a couple other books that I've started too, but they have been returned to the library because I took too long to read them, so I'm just waiting for them to come back to me, more or less, so I can pick those back up. But The Vine Witch, I'm slowly catching up with my Somewhat to Be book club books before the end of the year, at least trying to anyways. And this is one of them. I got only maybe into like the first chapter of it the other day when I was reading it a little bit at work, so nothing to write home about other than the first chapter is very interesting and very descriptive. So I'm interested in seeing where the storyline goes. I don't really know anything about the book. It's been a while since I've read the synopsis. I didn't bother reading the synopsis when I started it, so I'm kind of going in blind. And then I started reading Outlander last night when I went to take a bath. I have the book behind me, but I have coffee in my hand. And it has some mentions of the Sabbats and stuff in there, and it's kind of got somewhat of a magical element to it because of the time travel. I'm also reading it for another reading vlog that I have been neglecting for a good while, so we'll see how much I get into that. That's like an 800-page book, so I'm not even attempting to try to finish that before the readathon ends. I might end up reading some more, like some comics and graphic novels throughout the week, or at least in the weekend, at least, to kind of cleanse my palette and kind of go through what comics that I have that I'm still kind of on a backlog with, and try to figure out what we're going to get up to. I know we only going to have a couple of kids come by for candy because our friends usually stop by with their kids and we see their costumes, so I'm only anticipating like 3 kids and then 3 kids and 1 big kid, the father, coming to the door. So and other than that, it's just probably going to be a mostly quiet day, but I have maternity pictures tomorrow that I am pretty excited about, so I am getting myself prepared for that, because last time I had gotten my pictures done professionally was for my senior pictures 14 years ago, 13, 14 years ago, so it should be fun. One of my friends from work is doing my pictures for free because she's trying to get back into doing photography professionally, so I am going to be one of her models. So it's going to be fun, and we're doing a witchy theme, so I can't wait to post those whenever we get those back. So, but it's also been pretty chilly here too, so who knows how long we'll be out. Hopefully it won't be too bad, considering we're going to be in late afternoon doing the pictures, but there is going to be some water shots, so hopefully it won't be too bad, but I think we'll just have to play it by ear. But yes, I'm going to stop blabbing at you. I have to go get dressed, and I'm going to spend some time with Harry before I have to officially leave for work and all that jazz. So I will touch base with you later. how well you'll be able to hear it from here. There's a dog barking outside, but there's also one of our chickens going off, like she's yelling again. She does this from time to time, just sitting here in the quiet in the house, and then all of a sudden I'm just hearing the chicken go off. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. Of course, now that I start the camera, all I can hear is that dumb dog in the neighborhood. I'll have to like play it back and see if you can hear it, but then I'll get closer to the back door. She stops whenever I get up and actually open the back door. I'm gonna go feed the cats now. I don't know how great this angle is. It's probably not very good at all. And hopefully you can hear me because I'm trying not to speak too loudly because Jordan's still asleep. But just wanted to do kind of a recap of what I got up to yesterday. It was a pretty quiet for Halloween. I didn't end up doing an altar for my ancestors and loved ones that passed last night like I was wanting to. I don't know, I just wanted to kind of like chill out, so I just watched The Crow for a majority of the night and read in Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. It was one of the books that I got off of Libby that was actually returned, but it's still on my Kindle for however long. We'll see how long it actually lasts, but I got to 64% in there. I'm trying to read that up before it gets yoinked off my Kindle. And I worked a bit on one of my scrap yarn projects. I am working on another like cardigan. It's called the Exposed Cardigan by Lisa Much of Northbound Knitting. I got quite a bit done previously before this this vlog, but I'm just adding this kind of like cool tone tan color to it now. When I was watching The Crow, I added this color to a cowl that I had started. I'll actually show you guys because I have it over here. Anytime I get a new color that I think will go with the rest of them for this one, and I will watch a movie and then knit that color and how long it takes me to watch the movie. Sometimes there are breaks where I'll stop knitting during the movie, so it's not the full length of the movie, but I got a decent amount in The Crow watched while knitting on this, so that is fun. I'm still waiting for the shawl that I had finished on Thursday to dry. It should be dry, like fully dry now, because I have it hanging on one of the bar stools. I just need to take pictures of it and post it. Not sure if that's going to be a Christmas gift or I might just list it on a Ko-fi, because I don't really know of anybody whose colors that it reminds me of, but once I post it online, if certain people react to it or respond to it, then I might make my decision then, or it just might be something that's listed. And I really need to get around to taking pictures for Ko-fi listings, because I have a stack of stuff that I am parting ways with that I have been keeping a hold of. Some that are my stuff that I've made, some that are my things that my sisters made that I just haven't had actually used in a hot minute, so it's time to say goodbye to some of that stuff and let them find new homes. But yes, today is Saturday. It's almost 9 o'clock. I've been up for about an hour. Just made me a cup of coffee and grabbed a granola bar. I'm going to have that, read for a little bit, and then go take a shower. Kind of get myself a little bit more prepared for my maternity pictures this afternoon. Hopefully it won't be too cold out. When I woke up, it was pretty chilly in the bedroom and my throat was kind of sore a little bit. So hopefully just getting a hot drink in my system will help out for that and get myself a little bit more pumped for the pictures. I was starting to like get really hyped up on my way into work when I was thinking about the pictures today, and I'm just kind of hoping I can keep that momentum and being excited more than nervous for the pictures, since when it comes to posing and stuff, I feel super awkward. Even when I'm taking my own pictures for like project pictures and stuff like that, I just feel super awkward. So I'm hoping that doing these pictures will kind of help me a little bit more with my confidence. And our goal is to have like the pictures be like witchy and powerful and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna hop into reading my book and knitting, and I will chat with you guys later. Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick update. Our plans have changed for today. We're not doing the maternity pictures today because of the Ironman races. Is actually like the bike race is routed to be exactly where we're going to be taking our pictures. So traffic was going to be horrible because the participants, they get top priority when it comes to like traffic in the area. So we're going to shoot for tomorrow instead, which probably is better anyways for us, like to get kind of the moody shoot that we're aiming for. It's supposed to be overcast tomorrow, and my back has been going through back spasms like on and off all day, so I've been kind of like trying to catch my breath whenever I start to feel a pain starting up. So I am doing some chores. You'll probably hear the washer and dryer going off in the background while I am reading Ruin and Rising for a bit. I'm now at 72% while I knit. I'm actually kind of considering taking a nap here soon because I'm starting to feel a little run down, but overall it's not a terrible loss for today, even though I was feeling pretty pumped and excited for the pictures. So just have to get myself in that mindset again tomorrow. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later today. I'm not entirely too sure what I'm going to be doing with my time now, other than like reading and doing some chores here and there. So we'll see what I actually get up to. Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Yes, I don't believe I updated at all yesterday. It was just not so much a hot mess. It's just kind of an irritating day, just work-wise, because people not reading emails properly or like using practical common sense to read emails. But that's a whole other rant for another day. I meant to update yesterday about what I got up to on Sunday. I had my maternity pictures, me and Jordan had maternity pictures done by my friend. And then I finished reading Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I'm honestly not sure what prompts that book falls into, so I'm going to pull the prompts up now. Let's see. Because I honestly wasn't expecting to finish it during this round of witchathon, so I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, let's see. So the Morgan, Death, Fate, War, and Sovereignty, Fierce and Wise, made a book with one of these themes, or a crow or raven on the cover or in the title. There's not a crow or a raven on the cover or on the title. It's like it's supposed to be a phoenix or a firebird or whatever. But the book does deal with death, fate, and war, so it definitely fits the Morgan prompt. And I would say it also fits the color prompt as well, because it is black and some parts of like the firebird is orange and red, so it definitely will fit the color prompt as well. I don't know what time of year it's actually supposed to be set in. So I didn't get like a winter setting or anything from that, except for like maybe, well, they were in the mountains for a good bit, so there was like snow on the mountain. So I guess it could fit for the winter setting book, but other than that, like the time of the year, I don't think it will fit for that. So at least I got one book that kind of ticked off a bunch of prompts in one. I got a little bit read in The Vine Witch yesterday, just maybe like once, like a couple pages in between stuff at work to try to give my brain at least a little bit of a break. But overall, yesterday I had obviously work, and then I went to knit night last night because I had skipped last week because of things going on with Harry. Harry had like a rough day last week, so, and I wasn't feeling 100% being like social, so I went last night and got a little bit of knitting on a cardigan project. Nothing really to write home about. I keep restarting this project because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, or it's more like there's 3 separate pieces on one needle that I'm having to juggle, and my brain is wanting to mostly just work on one piece at a time, apparently, with this like project. So I'm having to kind of work my brain a little bit. But yeah, and I ended up calling it an early-ish night last night. I didn't sleep great at all Sunday night. The cats were just being menaces throughout the night, and I kept also jerking awake just randomly throughout the night, along with the standard having to get up to pee and to roll over to my other side. Last night was a bit better. I at least managed to sleep throughout majority of the night, up until maybe like around 1 or 2 o'clock, and then Harry decided he was going to start yowling again. He seems to be in better spirits lately, but it's also, he's been a menace getting into stuff, causing messes the last couple of days. So it's been like having a small child already with him. But yeah, and just spent my like hour and a half that I was awake at home just chatting with Jordan, spending time with him. And then ended up going to bed around like 8:30 because I was feeling pretty rough and it was starting to like hurt as well. Once I hit a certain time of day, my body's like, okay, I'm done being upright. Time to go to bed. So, and I hit that part last night. This morning, I woke up with the right side of my neck hurting, and it caused my head to hurt. I put some magnesium cream on my neck that one of our neighbors had given me for like leg cramps. That seemed to help, and I also took like half a Tylenol as well to kind of help with the pain. So I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm just still feeling kind of groggy and tired, but we persist forward. My plans for today is work, and then Dancing with the Stars at 7 tonight. It's supposed to be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame theme night, so I'm interested in seeing how that goes because the guest judge is supposed to be Flavor Flav, and it's always interesting when he's on screen for anything. So I'm expecting it to be kind of... I need to get up and get dressed for work. I have like 10 minutes or so to do that. And I also need to stop and get like food for lunch throughout the week too when I go to head out. So I need to get my butt in gear. So I will hopefully chat with you guys later. The angle is probably weird. I apologize, but I wanted to do a quick update. I had actually managed to get a Libby hold of Middle of the Night back from Riley Sager. I had to return my physical library book for that. And my Libby Hole came in, so I read a little bit of that at work today. But I did start The Night Guest by Hillard. I'm probably going to even butcher it, so I'll put the the cover on the screen. It's seems like to be a novella because the audiobook is at least 2 hours, and I'm enjoying it. I'm finding it pretty easy to get through. About like 64%. Only started it around. It took a little bit of an early lunch because I had to run back to the house to take care of something and then head back out. So when I left the office during my lunch break, I started it, and it's definitely interesting about like the sleepwalking element in it. It's kind of hard to explain without spoiling it since it is a novella. So overall, I'm enjoying it. I didn't read The Vine Witch. I might read a little bit of Outlander here soon. I'm not sure. I need to get me something to eat. So just got out of the shower. Been home for maybe about a little over an hour. Gonna get myself some food and comfy on the couch while I am waiting for Dancing with the Stars to start. So, but I just wanted to do a quick update to let you know that I have started The Night Guest, and so far so good. I'm enjoying it. So we'll see how my rating is, with just the way that my reading has been lately. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get comfy, pull out one of my knitting projects, and work on that while I relax for the rest of the night.
I can't escape, tangled in the dark place. They talked her in a body bag, we kept the pace. I feel like I'ma die tonight. Lost soul, I'ma die oblivious. Take me for granted, I won't fight. And I know you lie, it's obvious. Now we are wandering around like kids on Halloween. Like kids on Halloween.
Good morning, you guys. It is Friday now, and I know I haven't been the greatest about updating. We have a Bravo, and who just got like smacked by Mocha with no clue. So let's see. Let me put you guys up here now so that he's here. Just wanted to do an update. I got some reading done in Outlander last night. Maybe about just like a handful of pages. Or maybe with just one chapter. I didn't read a whole ton yesterday, just when I was hanging out in the bedroom with Harry for a little bit. And I also read some in Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Let's see. But on my Kindle. Where did I get to? On chapter 7, about 25% the way into it, with the Kindle version. So far so good. I'm enjoying it. I've read a couple of Riley Sager's before, and they've been decent, so I can't complain too much. And then I started listening to A Storm of Swords, the third book in the Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin for Game of Thrones. Was looking for another audiobook to listen to since I finished Night Guest, and I decided when I was going through the books that I have on my TBR for the month, the only audiobook that was readily available was this one. So, a 48-hour audiobook it is. So we will see how that goes. So far, I'm only 3% into it, about an hour and 20 minutes. It's alright. I'm not like obsessed with the series or anything, and it's been maybe since last year since I read book 2. I'm just kind of like working my way through them slowly, and listening to them, instead of actually physically reading them, because if I was physically reading them, it would take me a lot longer, because reading the first book physically took me a lot longer than I thought it would because of just how many points of views there are in the series. It was kind of hard for me to kind of keep up with, but listening to them seems to be working out for me pretty well. But we had an ultrasound yesterday morning. Baby is measuring roughly around 6 pounds 3 ounces at the moment. He's on track to be a 8-pound boy whenever he arrives. We only have like less than a month left now, so really any moment he could arrive. So I'm just trying. We need to do more preparing in the house. We're not It's like we're ready for him, but in essence not really ready for him because things aren't like fully. But I don't really like anticipate anything ever being fully in place when you have kids. So yeah, I finally got around to taking pictures of the knitting machine that I'm trying to sell last night, and finally listed that for sale. So hopefully we can free up some space and earn some cash for said baby things and all that. I just need to get off my butt and actually take pictures for my Ko-fi shop for things that I am listing on there. But I am going to drink my coffee, work in my planner for a bit before I have to get. Happy Saturday, you guys, and happy last day of the readathon. It's about like 1 o'clock, I think. Yeah, almost 1:30. Mostly just been kind of lazing about, not really doing too much. I did read about a chapter in Outlander before actually getting out of bed this morning, but mostly just watching, like, I watched Jeopardy, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then spent most of the time doing some chores, finally, like, folding the last bit of baby clothes and switching out my clothes for the season, and going through a few what's in my closet of things that I haven't like gravitated towards or don't fit into anymore, and setting those aside for donations. So just sat down after doing a bunch of stuff for the last couple hours, so I kind of need a break. Probably will read some of Middle of the Night. I believe I read some of Middle of the Night yesterday when I was at work and got a decent way through it. Just not entirely too sure where exactly at the moment. But yeah, really don't have too much planned for the rest of the day other than maybe actually just getting some stuff done around the house that's needed to be getting done, since I'm not really in the nesting phase, but I just kind of just need to get some of this stuff ticked off my to-do list. But yeah, so not too much to report. I will hopefully remember to check in with you guys later on today, at least to wrap up the vlog of going over what I got up to for this week, reading-wise. So I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick update about where I got off for the reading for the readathon. I got to 42% in Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I did get some reading done on it yesterday. Not a whole bunch. I listened to the third book in the Game of Thrones series a little bit on my way home on Friday. Let's see. I think I'm only not even 5% on the way into it, to be honest, because it is like a 48-hour audiobook. Got to 4% in The Vine Witch, I know that. Okay, I got to 6% in A Storm of Swords, and I'm not quite at 120 pages in Outlander, I believe. Overall, I did get quite a bit of reading done, more than I have been in a good while, surprisingly. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So, this all went around. It's probably my most accomplished, or like, completed round. I did finish The Night Guest. I don't know, actually, if I said what exactly The Night Guest is, like, the prompts for that would fit. Let me bring it up real quick. I did finish Ruin and Rising as well during the readathon, so in a Ruin and Rising, read a winter setting book. There's at one point in the book for Ruin and Rising that it was set in like a mountain area with a bunch of snow, so I'm counting it. Read a paranormal book and or set up an altar and honoring loved ones. I wouldn't really say paranormal for Ruin and Rising. I don't think they're, other than like the magic element in Ruin and Rising, I don't think it would fit. For The Night Guest, I would say kind of paranormal-ish, because it's really unclear if the main character is dealing with a ghost or if she's being possessed by her dead sister or not, so it's really unclear. Let's see. Read a book set during this time of year, or light bonfires, dress up in a costume, and carve jack-o'-lanterns. I didn't do any of those activities. On a book set during this time of year, I don't think either one that I had finished is set during this time of year. A book, but it's based off the themes of the Morgan, so goddess of death, fate, war and sovereignty, fierce and wise. A book with one of those themes, or with a crow or raven on the cover or in the title. Ruin and Rising deals with death, so does the Night Guest. And there's a war going on in Ruin and Rising, and of course with the Game of Thrones book, but I didn't finish that. And the colors associated with this time of year, black and orange for Ruin and Rising. Well, I don't think there's orange on that cover, but there is red, because I think it has to do with a firebird on the cover, so that definitely fits for that. Night Guest, though, does not fit. There is red in the wine glass that is supposed to be like blood, but the rest of the cover is pink. But overall, for the readathon, I did pretty decent. I am happy with that. The next round, which I really need to... The next round of the readathon would be Hecate's Night, which would be just a 24-hour readathon. So I will do more on that, which would be on the 16th. So it's definitely coming up, and I need to get my butt in gear and record a video for that, announcing that. But overall, but I will see you guys in the next readathon vlog. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, bye.